We started the center at the end of 1981 with a staff of 4 people and a tiny budget of $175,000. The idea was to do fiscal policy and social program analysis and research at a very high level of integrity, but to marry that with institutional policy positions and very effective both public and behind-the-scenes strategic advocacy to actually achieve these gains.
Among the elderly, the reduction in poverty has been dramatic.
The center started with the premise that you work with data and analysis and argumentation, and you reach across and you persuade people of what's right and what's needed.
It is the place that we all go to, no matter your political affiliation, for the true facts on what is affecting low-income families in America and how to solve the problem of poverty.
The center is a powerhouse in Washington for the impact that they have had on low-income immigrant communities and low-income communities in general in the country.
We believe strongly that high-quality research and analysis can sit side by side with strategic advocacy that helps drive a policy agenda that helps make the nation more just.
When the center opened its doors, the safety net from food stamps to Social Security lifted out of poverty 23% of the people who otherwise would be poor. In 2019, the last year before the pandemic, the safety net was lifting out of poverty 48% of people who would otherwise be poor. And the difference is primarily due, the data show, to big expansions in programs where the center was pivotal.
They have been a valued voice in shaping so many of these key safety net programs.
I've gone into meetings on the Hill in the White House, and metaphorically, I have the Bible in one hand and the center's reports in another.
The center gave us the facts and figures, and we were able to combine the stories of the folks that we knew and the data from the center to create this powerful narrative.
The American Rescue Plan, which the center worked tirelessly to craft and promote provisions that made it into the ultimate legislation, will be delivering help that will make an enormous difference in the lives of low-income children, struggling families, and workers that have been hard hit by this crisis.
One of the biggest innovations of the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities has been the creation of its state policy network.
The center coordinates a network of 43 independent nonprofit organizations in 41 states, the District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico. These organizations are critical progressive infrastructure in states.
By having that strong relationship across the country where everyone can lean on each other, rely on each other, work together, and be in good partnership, I don't know where we would be without that.
The center is so well positioned for the future. We have staff with incredible expertise, detailed knowledge of the ins and outs of policies, as well as how they affect people and communities.
Sharon Parrott has had a distinguished career at the center in the government, where her commitment to the principles that the center stands for and the way of bringing analysis to bear and making decisions is just broadly respected.
There are people on both sides of the aisle that recognize the harm that the cuts are doing.
They will be increasingly valuable in the years ahead as people on all sides of the political spectrum hopefully try to come together around creative solutions to fix economic and social challenges that this country faces.
The EITC and the child tax credit already provides substantial benefits to millions of people.
I can't think of a better leader to lead the center in its next 40 years than Sharon Parrott.
The last 3 months of 2021, it's the institution moving forward with a tremendously gifted, dedicated staff, a very strong new leader in Sharon, and as the center has continued to go stronger and impactful almost every year since its founding 40 years ago, I just see that path continuing.
Our commitment to rigorous, accurate, truthful analysis sits at the heart of everything the center does. It's what gives us credibility with reporters, with other stakeholder groups, with members of Congress, with administration, with people who agree with us, but also with people who disagree with us. And that is what can move a debate over time.